My last video on Snooker's biggest controversies hit over 20,000 views, and the comments were packed. So I went to Reddit to ask you what I missed, and you delivered. From Alex Higgins' 1990 meltdown to Ronnie O'Sullivan's wildest moments, this is Snooker's biggest controversies part 2, and some of these, they might even top the first video. Controversy number 1. Big thanks to Reddit user NeilJung5, or NeilYoung5, sorry Neil, for pointing this one out. Alex Higgins' 1990 World Championship meltdown. At the 1990 World Championship, Alex Higgins, one of the sport's most volatile and brilliant figures, suffered a 10-5 first round defeat to Steve James. But rather than exiting quietly, Higgins stayed seated in the arena, sipping what was reported to be orange squash. Yeah. To many, this moment felt symbolic, a fading legend unwilling to leave the spotlight. But it was the press conference that followed which sealed the controversy.
You can shove your snooker up your jackson. I'm the plan. No more. This has to be the stalwart of the game, the guy that took all the brunt, and the kid that took all the brunt was absolutely sick up to here and further.
And it got worse. Higgins later physically assaulted press officer Colin Randall, leading to a 1-year ban from professional snooker. That effectively marked the end of his career at the top level, a tragic final chapter for one of the sport's most electrifying players. Controversy number 2. Let's move to a far more recent and far-reaching controversy. Thanks to Webcat86 on Reddit for recommending this one. Between late 2022 and early 2023, 10 Chinese players were suspended amid a growing investigation into match fixing. The list included high-profile names like Liang Wenbo, Yan Bingtao, Zhao Xingtong and Li Hang. In total, the charges involved 24 fixed or manipulated matches, going back as far as 2014. The independent tribunal found that Li Hang primarily focused on concealing the corruption, whereas Liang Wenbo allegedly used intimidation tactics and focused on maximising financial gain, seemingly not caring about the consequences. The fallout was historic. All 10 players were convicted, 7 were also found guilty of betting offences, Li Hang and Liang Wenbo were banned for life, and Zhao Xingtong, the current world champion, received a 30-month ban, later reduced to 20 months on appeal. Zhao's case is especially complex, as he was required to enter events last season as an amateur, which raised questions about his eligibility for the 2025 World Championship, something I may explore in a future video, especially because he won it. If you're enjoying this so far, do me a favour and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, it helps more than you know, and it tells me to keep making videos just like this. Right, let's get back to it. Controversy number 3. No list of snooker controversies would be complete without Ronnie O'Sullivan. While he's unquestionably the sport's biggest star, with unmatched talent and fan appeal, his career has also included several highly publicised moments of controversy. Let's look at 3 that stand out the most. First up, the China interview. Yeah, that one. After losing his first round match 5-4 to Hong Kong's Marco Fu in the China Open in March 2008, Ronnie grew restless. This was due to the time it was being taken to translate questions from the reporters and his replies. While his first answer was being translated, he was seen pointing to his penis and asking, "Do you want to suck that? Do you want to come and suck that later? Anyone want to give me a nosh? Suck my dick?" In fairness, I think Ronnie was just bored and resorted to juvenile humour, which a lot of us have been guilty of in our lives, let's be honest. But it was juvenile, crude and uncomfortable. And while there's no clear record of an official punishment, the fallout was immediate. Ronnie went on to win the 2008 World Championship a month later, appearing more focused than ever, and he later admitted, "I thrive on the drama." Next up, the walkout. During Ronnie O'Sullivan's quarter-final match with Stephen Hendry at the 2006 UK Championship, which is one of snooker's biggest events, the Rocket decided he had had enough. With the score at 4-1 to Hendry, Ronnie shook his hand, conceded the match and left the arena. Hendry and referee Jan Verhaas were left stunned, as were the BBC snooker team broadcasting the match. Speaking to Alan McManus in 2025, Ronnie summed up this bizarre scenario. "My head was gone. I wasn't playing well and I didn't want to be there. I shook hands and walked out." Lastly, at the 2018 World Championship, tensions between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Ali Carter reached a boiling point. While passing each other mid-frame, they shoulder barged, a moment of rare physical tension in a sport known for decorum. It was subtle but charged. Ronnie appeared to lean in, Carter didn't flinch. The crowd and commentators caught the energy immediately.
No,
Alright, fellas, just play on, yeah?
that's unusual. Right. This is got a little bit, it looked like it was a bit funny there, but the referee got involved. It's far from funny.
Controversy number 4. Get your boxing gloves on, because number 4 is about to get physical, even more so than the previous controversy. During their first round match at the Crucible in 2004, Quinten, Hann and Andy Hicks almost came to blows. After being warned for foul language in the 11th frame by the referee, Quinten Hann lost 10-4 to Hicks, and Hicks said, "You're out of the top 16 now," to which Hann replied, "You're short, bald and always will be, and can have me outside whenever you want." After the tournament, Quinten Hann allegedly offered to fight Hicks in a boxing match, but ended up fighting Mark King instead, which Hann won. Hann's other controversies include this,
Welcome to the Quinten Hann I've lost my head routine.
and match fixing, for which he was banned from the sport. Nice. Controversy number 5. If we're talking about match fixing scandals in snooker, it would be impossible not to mention Stephen Lee, once a top ranked player who was banned from the sport for 12 years. In 2013, after a lengthy investigation by the sport's governing body, Stephen Lee was found guilty of fixing 7 matches between 2008 and 2009. This included matches at major ranking events like the Welsh Open, Malta Cup, UK Championship and even the World Championship itself. At the time, Lee was a top 8 player with a smooth cue action and a solid fan base. His talent was never in doubt, which made the scandal hit even harder. According to the findings, large sums of money were placed on specific frames and match outcomes. Bets were linked to close friends or associates of Lee, and the patterns were so suspicious that they eventually triggered an in-depth inquiry by the Gambling Commission. The final ruling in September 2013 was that Lee was banned from snooker for 12 years, which basically ended Lee's career as he is now in his 50s. To this day, the Stephen Lee case remains one of the biggest blows to snooker's integrity, showing how vulnerable even the sport's top players can be to outside influence, and how seriously the governing bodies now take these offences. However, I've noticed a consistent sentiment from some sections of snooker fans that believe Stephen Lee was dealt with too severely. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Controversy number 6. And finally, a moment that didn't involve the players. In April 2023, 2 Just Stop Oil activists disrupted the World Championship at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. One protester climbed onto table 1 during a match between Robert Milkins and Joe Perry and scattered orange powder across the table. Simultaneously, a second protester attempted to glue herself to table 2 but was quickly stopped by referee Olivier Martil. The aftermath was that table 2 resumed play after a 40-minute delay, but table 1 was postponed until the following day as the cloth had to be replaced. The protesters were arrested and later convicted. Just Stop Oil described their actions as proportionate in the face of the climate crisis, but it certainly sparked fierce debate about protest in sport. And you know what, it really annoyed me as well, because the game I was watching that day got postponed, and then the other game that I went to watch was absolutely terrible and I just turned it off. So there you have it. A few more moments where snooker wasn't just about cue balls and breaks, but drama, scandal and unforgettable controversy. Did I miss one? Let me know in the comments, because you guys seem to like these videos and maybe I'll do something like this again in the future. Thanks again to everyone on r-snooker for helping shape this list. The community made this video what it is. Like, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.